Hi everybody, today I wanted to take you into my creative space where I do all the things that bring me joy and make things, discover things, and that, as well as where I do my business. So I have two businesses. I have an online eBay store which sells mainly secondhand stuff, and I also have now got a website, Little Aussie Joys, which sells handmade stuff as well as craft supplies. So this is where I do all my creations, and I will give you a little bit of a tour. If you're new here, hi, I am Joy, and this is Creatively Retired. So obviously it's a working area. So this is our kitchen, which I absolutely love my kitchen because I get to see, I just got to get used to this camera. I get to see out the window when I'm cooking. I get to see at the window where we do the dishes and everything. I've always got my mixer here set up, my Thermomix set up, my husband's toasty and stuff. And then we have, sorry, I don't know how to use this camera. Then maybe I'll take it off the tripod. Hang on a sec. Let's turn this off. Okay, we'll try this one again. Okay, so we use an air fryer quite a lot when we cook. We've got obviously our sink and dishes and everything, and our mixer. I won't give you a full tour of everything. All our cupboards in our house are drawers except for this corner one, but every one of them is literally drawers. So everything is kept in drawers, and that, as I find it's easier for me to get into things and find things. Over here, as you see, we've already started with creativity here. My husband saves all his tea bags for me, and those of you who junk journal would know what you use tea bags for. So he keeps them all on there, and he actually puts them on the plate to dry prior to putting milk in it. So in here we have the island bench, which has all our stuff in. I'm just trying to show you a little bit. And then the island bench has drawers this side as well. Right, now let me take you into where my studio is. Now, I'm not going to say excuse the mess because it's creative. Okay, this is my studio. So against this wall where the door is, I have all these drawers. Now, I wish I had gone with the IKEA drawers because I like them because they're deeper in that, but I went with this mob, and anyway. So these are actually, at the moment, stuffed full, right, of stuff. I had gone through the drawers, taken stuff out, found more stuff, put it in, and so they really do need decluttering. Anyone into washi tapes, and that's not all of it, but anyway. So I've got stamps and dies and papers and yeah, mess. Also in here, we do keep some of our supplies for what we're selling. So it is a bit of a mixture. It's got my craft supplies in here. We've got our own photo albums in here. We've got some stationery in here, office supplies and that. Plus we've got all the supplies, well, majority of the supplies that are listed on the website are in here, unless it's a bigger item, and then we sort of store it in tubs. This is only a 2-bedroom house. So one we sleep in and one is actually the craft studio. So over on here, I've got all these cubes. Now, these are the big cubes from IKEA. And, yeah, they're stuffed full of, most of them are stuffed full of yarn, which I'm going to declutter a lot of this, probably put some of it on the website. And that up the top, it's a bit of a mixture of papers and books and yarn. And when I'm doing stuffing stuff, I use pillows and that. I've got a whole lot of diamond stuff here. You know, I have not done one diamond thing yet. I got them on a sale, really, really good. So I should say I picked them up really good. So I got a whole heap of them. I've given some to my dad, and I want to do it. And if I like it, I got more, but I think I'll probably end up selling some of them on the website as well. We've got a pile of jigsaws up there, which I plan on using them in the junk journals. All these drawers here is literally stock in there that we sell on the website. I have got an overlocker and a sewing machine, my little gnomes there that make me feel happy, and hang on, just move the hand there. And this side here is sewing stuff, and then this side of the bench is stationery, and that general supplies on the bench as well. So this is quite a nice bench. It has got the setup here to do videoing, so we're ready to do videoing when I do sewing in that or stuff in here. Let me just turn you around. On this side I've also got cubes, so there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 3 lots of 8. 2, 4, 6, 12, 8. So there's 24 cubes this side. 24 cubes on this side, as well as 24 cubes on the other side. Majority of them have got yarn in them. So this yarn here, we have got a supply of discontinued yarn that we are going to put on the website. And some of this stuff is absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous fluffy yarn on this side. Look at this. Great for junk journaling and that. So lots of multiple colours and that there. Also up here I've got photos and that we have to go through, and literally a lot of other stuff. Photo frames, and so it's quite full in here at the moment. I've also got my printer, the postage printer. I have a little area here that I can put my laptop when I'm printing the postage labels. I've got some mixed media stuff, and we are Australian made. Hang on. Australian made. Yep. So we're Australian made, and then we've got our little Aussie Joy tags there for our stuff that is Australian made. And that, mind you, our art supplies, not our supplies, our craft supplies are not, well, some Australian made, some are overseas, some of them we don't even know where it's come from, because the way we source things literally is, a lot of times we'll source them either from up shops, estate sales, people getting rid of stuff, bulk things, buying other people's craft stuff. We've been doing it for a little while, and then we decided, well, since we've been getting a lot, we gave a lot away to charities and stuff. We would source people, moving houses, we would grab stuff to get rid of it for them, and then we would allocate it to people. And then in the end, we kept quite a bit to do, like my own sewing and that, and then decided, well, we can source this stuff, maybe we'll start a business. So that's what we did. Plus I wanted to keep busy. Anyway, now that's my craft room and or craft studio. That's not just where I create. I want to show you what my house is like. Now, I have a supporting husband, so I do not recommend this for all women, but this is our laundry, right? So I use this to photograph in here. So I've got stuff ready to list on eBay stuff to list. So that's a little bit different. I do have, oh, hang on a minute. Again, drawers in here. All my drawers need decluttering. So that's another task I want to do. This is how much the craft side has taken over. This is our bedroom. I won't show you all of our bedroom, but Oh, okay. I'll give you a quick spin around. Okay, so this is our bedroom. Right, books. Look. This is 4 tubs of vintage lace. Most of it is vintage lace, or 3.5 of them is vintage lace. We've got Monopoly games, and we've got other games, Monopoly and that games here, which I've got something exciting to do with all those. So we've been collecting Monopoly games. This is one of my tables, which is set up for me to be able to video on as well. These are some sheets that we're selling at the moment. I've just got to fold them up, and some of our stuff. This is meant to be my packing table, but at the moment it has been overrun with stock and other things. So at the moment this is the entrance to my thing. I've got literally tubs, right? This is all stuff. That's all packaging. Most of that on top is packaging stuff, ready to pack orders and that. And then this is my packaging table, but at the moment it's full with stock and other things. We will be having on the website even books, $4.95 books and stuff like that, that if you want a whole book that you can actually purchase. I know some people try and source stuff, and you can get stuff from shops cheap and that, but sometimes we find some stuff too, and we're trying to keep everything below the $20 mark, but preferably below the $10 mark, around the $4.95 mark. So I have got piles of books here that have to be put on. That might be a few weeks before we get down that track. So after all this that you see, right, this is our dining room table, which it's only my husband and I here. So I usually work here on the computer and that. At the moment, we just got in about 6 hauls this week, which is the most that we've sort of picked up. So we had stuff everywhere. And I've literally gone through all the hauls, sorted out what's going on eBay, what's going into Little Aussie Joys, what's no good or that, which we don't tend to get much that's no good. We can tend to be after like redonate stuff or use stuff or sell it or whatever. But we do have a couple of charities that we deal with, that we pass stuff on. We've got a charity that deals with us, that gives us stuff. So this is Gil, sits over there on the computer, right? So at the moment our dining room chairs are against the wall. Excuse me for that. This is one of the hauls that we got in, which has all been gone through. It's all been priced. It just has to be cleaned now before it can be listed. And that's basically all eBay stuff there. That's not Little Aussie Joy stuff. Outside, it's a bit of a mess at the moment. We've got stuff outside. It is bad weather. We've got a good view. Like that view. I'll take you outside so you can have a look at the view. This is the view we've got. Isn't it beautiful? Right? The dog's area is out here too. The dog plays, you know, out here and that. So we can dry our washing out here and that if we want to. Just come back inside. It's really cold today. All right, now I'll show you what I mean about having a supportive husband. So my husband comes with me, Gil. He comes with me op shopping. We actually love op shopping together. He is really good at finding stuff, and because of my back issues, a lot of times I can't stand for a long time or lift anything or that, and he will literally do all the physical work. He'll bring stuff to me. He'll show me stuff. He finds stuff that I would just go, I can't be bothered. So we tend to come home with a lot more than what we normally would. And if I wanted to know how much something is, because some of the op shops don't price their stuff, which drives me crazy. But anyway, he will go out to the counter and ask the op shop person how much something is and then come back to me. So that works out really well. So a supporting husband also is okay with the place being a little bit messy. So this is what happens when you've got a business. So behind here, That's behind our couches. This is all stock, right? And over there is all stock for eBay, right? That's all been priced, cleaned, and that ready for eBay. This here are dogs. I do knitted dogs, and they're ready for stuffing. There's some blankets that my mum's made. She puts them in bags. I then photograph them, then put the little Aussie Joy tag and the Australian made tag on them, and then I wrap them properly, ready for posting out or for actual sale, so they keep protected. Right. Behind, as I said, we just got a haul, right? We got a tub of vintage cards, which came in last week. Obviously, we've got eBay stuff there. There's some stock there. I'm pretty sure that last tub's got eBay stuff. We got some this tulle in this week. Hang on, it's Monday today. So last week it would have been, no, it's Saturday. This week we got some tulle in, which has all been gone through, sorted out, and that we've got these here. So they're two foam boxes. That box, those two boxes and that are all handmade cards, which have to be sorted out. And then maybe we would do them in bundles. We're not quite sure. We'll have to have a look. I do know roughly what they all look like because my mum had made them all. So we purchased them all off my mum. She used to do markets before COVID, and then she had an injury, and then she can't do it anymore. I mean, my mum's, if I'm 58, 59 this year, she turns 79 this year. So it's a bit much for her. So I decided we'll just buy them, or my husband and I will just buy them off her as a bulk lot, and then we will sell them over time. This is outside our place. That shipping container over there is ours. It's a 20-foot shipping container, and we keep eBay stock in there. That's our caravan that we go away with. We've also got another one, but it's in for a service. And then we've got our firewood here, and then our fire. Right. Gil's walking, well, it was my walking pad, but Gil uses it. Over here, oh, all these toys here, that's the dog's toys. He just pulls them off the tubs. So this is my chair, and the dog's asleep in it at the moment. Gil's chair over there. We've just got the blankets covering them at the moment, and he's got his little ramp he can get up and down. He literally just goes across a little table and then up and down the ramp. Under the coffee table here, these 4 tubs under here, they're literally supplies that I would use, as in bits of cereal boxes, tags, odd things that I can actually make junk journal parts out of, bits of books and stuff like that. Nothing that I can actually sell, but stuff that I can use for creating. Okay, dog stuff under here, TV, a whole lot of DVDs and stuff. As I said, we got given a whole lot of stuff. We've just got to go through it and see if it's worth watching or that. Then, over here, now, this is, and it's growing on top, mind you. So this is tubs that some's been sorted, some hasn't been sorted. We've got everything from, look, there's vintage stuff in there. There's tapestry stuff. That whole box is full of tapestry cottons, right? We've got art stock there. We've got buttons here. We've got flowers. Oh dear. I just did the flowers. Oh my God, there's still more in there. I just did the flowers. I got rid of a whole tub of flowers. Well, not got rid of it. I've allocated to put it on the website, and there's another tub there. So I'm gonna have to go through that tub and see what the stock is and update the stock levels. Not that it hasn't actually gone on yet. Gil's done the photos. I haven't listed it because Gil's been doing a lot of the photos. So I haven't listed it yet, but I better check that first. This is old it's a vest that you make your own vest. So I'm not quite sure how we're going to do this. We've got fabric in these. We've got little golden books in there. You would have seen my salt lamp last time. I did have to move a couple of things to film last time because we did have quite a bit of stuff in here. So I'll be honest, when I was filming, I had all these boxes around me, but you couldn't tell. Okay, couch, Gil's pictures. More of Mum's blankets that have got to be listed in there. That's my sister's. I've just got to finish knitting it for her. Gil's got his collection of records, which everything's getting buried at the moment. Some boxes, of course, junk journaling. We haven't chucked them out yet. Now, if I move back here, we've got tubs here. We've got tulle on the bottom, which is stock. These three have got beanies in it. Mum crocheted beanies, so they've all got to be listed. Again, the beanies was another thing that we actually just purchased a whole lot off my mum and then said, well, we'll just list them because it was just easier for us and easier for her to have the money straight away. So that's what we end up doing. Then we've got all these stock, containers. They're already on the website. So yeah, napkins and they're already on the website. See, I code everything in for napkins. The feathers haven't been on the website yet. There's excess stock that I can't fit in the drawer, which is already on the website. What I didn't show you, see all these tubs? Those tubs, that grey one's got just books in it for junk journaling, right? But all the rest of those tubs that you can actually see, so 2, 4, 6, there's 8 tubs, including that box. That's all fabric. There's 2 tubs here, which is lace, right? There's fabric, blankets, fabric, sheets and blankets, fabric, scraps. So, as you can see, my creativity has extended to the whole house. So if I was single, it wouldn't matter, obviously. Look at this. Looks like a hoarder's house, doesn't it? Perhaps an organised hoarder's house. Maybe that can be my thumbnail. Cheers. Well, so that's creativity. I've got to sit down because my back's starting to hurt me. Hang on. Now, let me just sit down in my chair. As I said, we got in 5, 6 hauls, whatever it was. Okay, actually, I think it was more than 6 hauls last week. We brought in hundreds of items into the house. By the time I go through things, sort it out, price things, work out whether it's going to be eBay sell or whether it's going to be, it's a craft thing that so it goes on to the website. That all takes time. And then again, cleaning takes time. And once all that's done, I can repack things into boxes. A lot of times when we get stuff, it compresses down to less room, a lot less room. A lot of times I can like reduce it by about half. But the place is what I would call creatively arranged, if that's the word, at the moment, because everything is in its right place. I have got things together, like together. So it's not as if I got a mess everywhere, as in, no, saying that again. Not that I haven't got a mess everywhere. It's strategic. So I know where everything is. There are a few things on the dining room table that have to be dealt with in different ways. I've yet got to clean off the table. Gil's gone out. Gil's gone out to pick up another haul. He's gone to Taylor's Hill. Now for us, that's over an hour and a half drive for him to get there. So he went to pick up 3 boxes of stuff and then contacted me when he was there to show me some more stuff the guy got, and got another folder of stuff, another item, which, yeah. Anyway, that's going to be exciting. So that's more stuff to go on Little Aussie Joys, but again, it has to be sorted through before it can go on there. And I've got a lot of stuff already ready to list. So what am I up to? Well, one, I'm doing the website. I'm doing eBay. So with my retirement, I do, at the moment, I'm not doing much baking because I'm on camp. I'm having 3 months off. And the 3 months is, my husband went away, it'd be a year or so ago now. He went away for 8 months and he was gone for 8 months. So I said to him I wanted to go away for 3 months. But the catch is I didn't actually want to leave the house for 3 months because everything I want to do is here. So, and I didn't want to send him away for 3 months because of the dog, right? And the dog won't be without me. The dog frets a bit without me. He's only a pup. He's, only one. And Mummy's his sort of favourite. So, he loves Daddy, but, Mummy's his favourite. So I said to him, I want to spend 3 months here. So what I want him to do is he does everything. He does the cooking, the cleaning, the washing, everything, tidying up, looking after the dog, all like that. So I've got 3 months, I might extend it to 8 months actually, of him actually looking after things. So the place is going to get a little bit messier because I try and keep on top of the day-to-day stuff. Obviously, when we get these hauls in, it mucks things up, but yeah. So that's going on. So in my 3 months, my plans are to do some junk journaling, make some trinkets. I want to get some more dogs done. Obviously, keep the website up and going. And that I really want to get into my sewing. I've got some bags. I think there's about 6 or 8 designs of bags. I want to do a, a prototype of each of these bags. So there might be actually even more than 8. Anyway, I want to do this prototype of these bags. So I want to get that done. I want to do some quilting, but I'm not talking about like a big quilt. I'm talking about like little quilting. I've got so many different ideas for junk journal covers and junk journal designs and making tags and that to do with junk journaling. I'm still doing my knitting. So I want to do some painting. I want to declutter all my cupboards. My cupboards are so full at the moment. As I said, I've been shoving stuff in there. I want to clean this area up a bit so it's a bit more manageable. I don't think, because it's winter here, I don't think I'll be really getting out in the garden much. So I would like to prepare. Mum and Dad have got like six or 7 garden beds over at their place. So my parents live on the same property. So they've got their house there. We've got our house here. So it's good because we can look after them. They can look after us. And my dad's health and my mum's health isn't as good. And Gil tends to do quite a bit of stuff outside. So they've got veggie gardens beds there. So we've got 3 and they've got the rest. And so I want to do some more in the veggie garden. I want to do some painting. I might have already said that. Both watercolor, acrylics. I'm not into oil painting, so I wouldn't bother with that. I want to do some dyeing of not just papers, but I'd like to dye some fabrics. It's hard to say. I don't want to dye fabrics like a tie dye. I want to dye some fabrics or try different techniques of dyeing some things for junk journaling and that. So I just want to try some, like some lace and stuff, see if I can dye that. So it doesn't have to be permanent, but permanent enough that it won't rub off in journals. Although Gil's meant to be doing all the baking and everything, I wouldn't mind doing some baking. It's not high priority on my list at the moment, but because our freezer's full and everything, and I'm just about to change my eating habits next week, so it's not a huge priority. Let me just get my book. and I'll have a look what else I've got in there. I don't know if anybody else has got this. Oops, that's the wrong one. I have got a book that I keep my ideas, things I want to do, things I want to try in here. And I just quickly have a look in here. Oh, decoupaging. I want to do some decoupaging, some stamping, stenciling, clay. 2D. If you saw in my studio, there was a little guitar, a little ukulele on top of it. I've seen things where you sort of take part of it out and make like a 3D scene in it. So I want to do that. I did do... I was a cake decorator, so I know how to make flowers and stuff like that. So I've got clay, which is different than using icing. I'll tell you now, because I tried doing clay in it. I think clay to me is harder than icing to use in some ways and probably easier in others. So I've got clay. I want to do some clay stuff, 2D, 3D stuff. Wax seals. That interests me as well. Making mini books. We've gone through the stain, paper beads. So as you can see, there's a lot that I want to do. And that's probably not even going to scrape the creative stuff that I want to get up to. Obviously, I'm not going to get it done in 3 months and that. And I've already had this camp for 3 weeks, and I think out of the 3 weeks I've spent 1 hour. We worked it out. I'd spent 1 hour actually sitting down and doing junk journal stuff. I did spend probably 2 days painting some lids for a charity, like some floral designs and stuff on it for a charity. And the rest of the time I have spent with the website, because that launched on the 1st of July this year, and sorting through stuff, and like there was just a lot of stuff. Now next week I've got my granddaughter on Monday at this stage. It could be a few other days. Every Monday normally I edit the video for our other channel, so now I've got this one to do as well. The Facebook and Instagram posts my husband does for the other channel, where I've got to do the ones for this channel. So it's that, as well as Gil takes photos every day. Monday to Friday, he takes photos unless we go outsourcing, and then he will send them to me, and then that night I normally will then load them on. Now this week I have been a bit slack, because I've literally been spending from the time we've got up to the time we go to bed, we're either sourcing, we're doing something towards this. And because of my health again, I have to do what my body wants me to do. So if my body says, no, you're going to sit down in the chair where the dog was with my feet up all day, then I try and have something there like the computer or that I can sit down and do that. If my body, sorry, that Gil's just sent me a message. If my body turn around and says, it's okay for a while, then I can sit at the computer, or I can go and do stuff. So I've just got to be more flexible with what it is. So that's this is I probably rambled on a lot at the moment. That's my creative space. That's where I'm heading. That's the things that I'm going to be up to. I don't know what is everybody else's creative space like. Is it taking over the house like mine is? Have you got a supportive partner? Sorry if the camera's been shaking. My holding it for so long, my nerves are shaking. So my whole thing's shaking. So do you have a supportive partner like I do, that actually supports you and actually sort of encourages me to go out and get stuff and bring stuff home? And that I had to actually say to him, no, that's enough. That's enough. I've got like enough to last me my lifetime of stuff here to go through. Well, maybe we'll still source some more. But anyway, so let me know in the comments below what you do to be creative. Do you have a partner that's creative? Is your creativity taking over your whole house like mine is? And yeah, what are you up to? Until then, we will see you in the next video. Bye for now.